G'day folks, this afternoon I'm up in the hills, a place that I love so much, and I'm on a trout fishing adventure. Hey you! You're watching Robbie Fishing. Now I can hear the water running. The creek I'm going to fish is over there, about 30 metres I suppose, but I'm going to walk back down the track for quite a while, and I'm going to get in and I'm going to fish through some water that I've never fished before and see if I can find some trout. Now the odds are against me catching any fish. And for the last few years we've had above average rainfall, we've had really good trout fishing right across the region. I fished this creek right in the middle of that great trout fishing and I saw 2 trout and that was it. So if it didn't fish great when things were good, well now that we're having quite a slow trout season, I can't imagine it's going to be really good. But it's worth a try. This is how I find spots, by just getting out there and exploring, going into the unknown and just seeing whether it's any good or not. Even when I think it might not be good like today, I still go and try anyway. Anyway, I'm going to grab my fishing gear, start heading downstream for a while, then we'll get in and see what we can find. Now last time I fished here, I think I got in about there somewhere. I fished a little bit of the creek. That was the day that I caught 2. But I'm going down a lot further this time into an area that I've never seen before. This is about the 5th rub tree that I've seen. That's a deer rub tree where deer rub on the tree. They rub all the bark off. I've seen quite a few as I'm walking down the track. Now we've got some snake poo. You can usually tell when it's snake poo. It's long and skinny, just like a snake. Quite often there'll be bones in it. I can see a bone just in there. It's furry, usually quite hairy or furry. And when it's fresh, there's big chunks of white, like calcium. Quite a bit of snake poo there. Anyway, I've just looked at my app. I'm tracking how far I'm walking today. So far I've walked downstream 500, well down this road 500 metres. Right, well I've walked 1.07 kilometres from the car. And it's taken me 16 minutes. But the reason I'm tracking my trip today is if I push that button, it shows me a map. It sort of shows me where I've hiked, where I've walked. So when I go to leave, I'll be able to see where I am in relation with the car. Just in case I get stuck here, it might be harder than I think and it starts getting dark or something. Anyway, let's jump in the creek and go fishing. Well, the water's very, very clear. I'm starting off with a Strike Tiger Micro Minnow in olive pepper colour with the new 1/64th of an ounce jig head. 1/64th of an ounce, that's tiny. That means you need 64 of them to make 1 ounce. Sort of facing directly into the sun here, but that won't always be that way. Once I get up around the corner here, I'll be starting to face the other direction, and then things should be a bit better. Beautiful bit of water, that. Deer. That's the second deer I've seen recently while I've been fishing. Hope I got that on film. I just sort of jumped through that gap. Yeah. Sambar deer really do love to be in the thickest of the thickest, thick part of the forest. Well, I've been going 15 minutes or so. I haven't even seen a trout spook off in the shallows or anything. No sign of any fish. The deer to trout ratio is certainly in the deer's favour. There's a really nice looking hole here. Hopefully that can change things for me. Oh, follow. Oh, yes, I had a follow. And a strike. First fish I've seen. New beauty. That is encouraging. Oh, I saw a swirl. He followed it. There's a boil. He's gone. He came back out and had a look at it, but he didn't hit it. That is just what I needed to see. So I've got to tell you, there's a swirl. He's after it. I can see the little trout. I can see him. He's coming down here. He's still following it. He's just there. He goes. I think he might have just seen me. I can see him going right down there. I needed to see that. That was just the morale boost that I needed. Gee, you'd think there'd be a trout sitting in there somewhere, wouldn't you? What a glorious bit of water. Well, Mother Nature has given me a nice seat to sit on here in the open with a bit of a breeze. It's just beautiful. I'm going to sit down and have a spell, have a drink of water, check my progress, and by the looks of this, I'm about 1/3 of the way back to the car. So I should make it back quite comfortably. Oh, there's a fish. Got him. Oh, done him. I seen me second fish. Seen two and lost them both. It didn't come back. Oh, they're always following it. He's still there, but he's not going to come out and hit this now. If he wanted to hit it, he would have hit it that time. I'm going to change to something else. Right, you see this? This is a French touch tackle morpho spinner, but the colour is jet black. It's called Robbie's Raven because I designed the colour. He followed it, but he didn't take it. And again, it's only a little fish. He's escorting it out of the pool, but he won't touch it. Pretty sure I can see it. Oh, pretty sure I can see a crayfish in that pool too. Right, let's go to a Strike Tiger Micro Minnow. One single hook at the back. Surely that's got to help with hookup rates. This fish might not hit it again, but the next one might. Oh, he's coming after it. This fish isn't going to hit it, I don't think. He's a bit wary now. But I'll leave this on in case I find another fish. This water is so clear. Can you see that crayfish down there? I was going to pick him up. Little did I realise from back there when I could see him that he's in about 2 or 3 feet of water. He just went under that rock. And there goes that fish that was following my lure. God, you'd think there'd be a fish in there, wouldn't you? Look at that for a hole. So deep. This hole looks nice, but I can't see how deep it is. Oh, something following it. Look at the waves. Look at the waves. Take it. Never even had a strike. It just followed it. I deliberately put this on so that if I got a strike, it might increase the hookup rate, get the hook being at the back. And it didn't give a strike. It just got to follow. I just saw a trout swim up through the shallows. I just spooked one. Took off up through there. You'd think there'd be a trout sitting in there somewhere, wouldn't you? What a beautiful bit of water. Some of the places that I fish, I just constantly feel the need to take my phone out of my pocket and take photos. This place is beautiful. Scary to think that if this big branch that I'm standing on breaks and I'm way up here on my own, it could be quite problematic. Have a look at that for a pool. That'd be a great blackfish pool. I'd love to fish here after dark with a bunch of worms. Actually, I might do that on my way home. I might go blackfish fishing after I finish trout fishing. I've got my worms in the car. Oh, nearly caught one. I had a really small one hit my plastic again. This is the last hole I'm going to be fishing here. I can see my car over there in the bush. I thought I got one last chance and a fish hit it. Right, I can see my car over there. I'm going to get out here now. Now, I've fished for a few hours. I've been going for a long time. I think I've seen 5 sort of follow my lure and touch my lure. They weren't very big. They were all quite small. But for the amount of water that I've fished and some of the beautiful holes that I've seen, the fishing's actually been really poor. I think this stream really needs stocking more than any other stream that I fish, because there's no fine gravel. Trout like to spawn in fine gravel, and this stream is just made up of boulders, large boulders and granite rocks. There's no fine gravel, which I reckon would lead to pretty poor natural recruitment. Under our current system of not stocking trout and relying on them to be self-sustaining, I don't think that's working in this waterway. I think it needs just a small stocking to put some fish in the creek to help it along. Anyway, I'm going to go back to the car now, grab something to eat, and then I'm going to go and see if I can catch a blackfish. I've got just the right creek in mind. These things go alright when you're at the bush. My dietitian got me onto these. You can get tuna and rice, which this one is, or tuna and pasta. You're meant to heat them up in the microwave, but you can eat them cold. They fill you up and stop you feeling hungry and tie you over. A few raspberries. It's a little bit snaky. I'm just making my way into one of my favourite little blackfish creeks. I love fishing this little creek. It's only very small, but it's got some nice blackfish in it. Now I'll get out a single Jan-juck worm. I only need one. I'm only using a very small hook. I'm actually using a hook called a true turn hook. I don't even know whether you can still get them anymore. I've got this bag of hooks here that I just carry around with me in my in my trout bag, just with my hooks, with my soft plastics and spinners and stuff, just in case I decide to stop and do this. There we go. The water's so clear. Just pop that out there. This creek's actually flowing a lot faster than what it normally is. This spot here is quite open, so I'm going to walk across the creek there and just drop my worms in amongst all those snags over there. Just thinking that being that it's still quite light, the fish might be just hugging the snags a little bit. Wow, look at that for a spot. So deep. Deep and snaggy. Everything the blackfish like. I'm not sure whether I just had a nibble or whether the current just sort of moved my worm around a bit, but my rod tip moved, so I'll watch it closely. I know there are a lot of blackfish in... There's a nibble, that's a nibble, there it goes, there it goes. There are a lot of blackfish in this creek, but I have caught trout and redfin in here as well. Not many, and they were very small. I got a really small brown trout and a really small redfin one night. Missed him. There, now I've got a tangle. Now I'm untangled. Now I'll get my line straight back in because there's not a second to lose. There's a nibble, getting a nibble here. And, I have got him. He was on there. He was tiny. I was just going to say, how did I miss that? And I said, I have got him. He was on there. There was a little blackfish. I don't even know whether the camera picked it up. It was a blackfish all of about 5 or 6 centimetres long. Wow. I've actually caught him in this creek up to around 30 centimetres long. Now in Gippsland, a 30 centimetre blackfish isn't huge, but up here in northeast Victoria, 30 centimetres is a big blackfish. My biggest ever in like 50 years of fishing nearly is 34 centimetres. I might grab my rod while there's still a bit of light and go up and just check out the next pool before it gets too dark. And I can come back here a bit later if I need to. This hole has a bit of water flowing through it, but it's also very deep. It drops right away under a heap of logs just there. That's perfect blackfish habitat, depth and logs. I might just hold my rod. Gee whiz, that water's clear. It's a bite, had a bite, I just felt a touch. There it goes. Something's tapping at it. And again. Got him. Look at the size of him. Look, he got off. Tiny weeny. I assume it was a blackfish. It was a tiny, weeny, incy-wincy something. There's a fish biting that. He's biting it. Got him. Oh, he was a bit bigger. They're getting bigger. Oh yeah, the fish are getting bigger. Even though I haven't caught any. The fish that I'm losing are getting bigger. There we go. Hey! I got him over the log. They're just hanging onto the worm's tail, I think. Oh, bloody mozzie, I left my aeroguard in the car. I've got aeroguard in the car, it's a bite. I've got aeroguard in the car, and I was going to bring it. Got him. Look at the size of that one. I'm on the board. Look at the size of that little blackfish. I'm going to get a photo because it's the only fish I've caught today. I've walked 3.5 kilometres of trout streams and now I'm blackfish fishing and I finally caught a fish. Well folks, after a day of adventure, guess what? I'm on the board. And I'm going to put that same worm back on. Just thread it a little bit more. I'm not even going to reel it in, I'm just going to drop it back down there. I'm going to look at my camera to make sure it is recording. That is recording. I'll just leave that rolling, see if I can catch another one. The one that I lost just before was a little bit bigger than that. There's a nibble, there's a nibble. They're coming out now that it's starting to get dark. Got him. Look at the size of that. Is he hooked? I sort of thought he might fall off. That is tiny. That's a tiny blackfish. Gone. Well, that's good. That means they're breeding in here and they're thriving in here. There are larger ones in here. It's a nibble. Here we go. Pulling and got him. No, another little weeny one he got off. And that's okay. There we go. Got him. Oh, getting a bit bigger. Oh, he got off too. He was probably up around the, I don't know, 18 or 19 centimetre size. They're just grabbing hold of the tail of the worm. They're not actually putting the whole thing in their mouth. There's a bite. Got him. There we go, getting a bit bigger. Oh yeah, the fish are getting bigger. Come on mate, settle down, I'll get a photo of you. I'll get a photo of you if you just sit still for a minute. He's up around the 19, 20 centimetres maybe. See you later mate. Rightio. Line back in. I'm not even using the reel. Wash my hands in this beautiful cool water. So clear and so cold this water. The water here is actually colder than the trout stream that I was just fishing before. That's a higher altitude stream, but I think maybe this one's just got a lot more cover over it to cool the water down. I might go and try the bridge hole before it gets too dark to see what I'm doing. I have got a torch in my pocket. There's a nibble, and got him. Huh. Oh, he got off. I was just about to wet my hand and he got off. It's about the same size as the biggest one that I've caught today, I reckon. Probably about 18 or 19 centimetres. I'll just check that bait. There's something on there. Got him. There's a fish on there. Look at that. He fell off as well. They're just sitting there and just nibbling on it. Just eating the worm, eating the tails, I think. That's twice that's happened now. They've both been quite a bit larger than the first couple that I caught. the bait again. The last 2 times I've checked it, there's been a fish on it. I might just cast that down there under that, just in front of that bit of structure there. There's a log and a rock. Did it have a bite then? It did, straight away. I was thinking, why does that look so tight? The moment at the bottom, a fish grabbed it, that's why. There it goes. Something's playing with it the moment I put it in. He's pulling, nibbling, and got him. Oh, he's tiny. Why is it that I'm hooking the tiny ones, but I can't hook the slightly larger ones? Right, have we got enough light for the camera to pick it up? Yep, see you later, mate. The camera's doing better than my eyes are. Getting a bite here. Got him. I struck a bit harder that time. Maybe my hook's blunt. Right. And he's probably the second biggest one of the evening. Go on. I'll just put that same worm on. It's pretty mangled. Doesn't seem to make much difference when they're like this though, when they're going off their heads. Well, I've just made my way back down to the hole where I started. I've just put a fresh worm on. I'm just going to sit that there for 5 minutes or so. And if nothing comes and takes it, I'll head off. Might leave that line there for a minute. I can't imagine it getting pulled in. And if it does, I can't imagine it going too far. I might just go for a walk down here with my headlamp and see if I can see any fish in the water. There's a little blackfish. A little fish of some kind. Gone. There he is out there. I wonder if I can get my camera now. Hopefully we can tell from that what sort of fish it was. Well, the trout fishing was slow. The blackfish fishing was about as expected, although there was no size. But as always, I've had so much fun up in the hills. Thank you all very much for watching.